They had wined and dined together, hated the same ops, and taken down the same enemies. On the day Lil Jeff died, Q50 was right behind him chasing the ops away. But their bond didn't end with life. Their story carried on, even after death.
I go through that depression every single day. Losing my best friend, my heart, my big brother, my everything.
The depression surrounding Lil Jeff's death has lingered heavily, and now Q50 has shared a glimpse of the last messages they exchanged before tragedy struck, sending fresh waves of fear through the streets of Chicago. So, what did the final message say? And more importantly, will Q50 really slide for his fallen brother? Let's get into it. Lil Jeff's last message to Q50. Before his death, Chicago-based rapper Q50 was one of Lil Jeff's closest people. They weren't just family, they were cousins, best friends, and partners in everything, from making music to carrying out hits and sliding on their ops. Since Lil Jeff's untimely death, Q50 has had a lot to say. Although he claims he wasn't at the scene when Lil Jeff was killed, an old Instagram post of his, recently resurfaced on Reddit, suggests otherwise, and it hints that Lil Jeff may have set Q50 on a mission of revenge with his final message. Shortly after Jeff's passing, Q50 shared a photo on his Instagram story showing the two of them together. Q50 flashing stacks of cash to cover his face, and Lil Jeff blowing smoke while throwing a gang sign. Alongside the photo, Q50 wrote an emotional caption. "Folks, my big brother, my twin, my other half, just like you said though, wasn't going to do nothing but make me worse. I'm done crying though. I'm just going to do what he told me to," while Q50 didn't directly reveal what Lil Jeff had told him. Reddit users were quick to speculate. One wrote, "Do what you told me to, this is finna torch somebody." Another commented, "Q50 needs to handle that business." A third warned, "He might end up dying the same way as Jeff cause he definitely gonna slide about Jeff Fasho." While the original post left fans guessing, another post by Q50 provided a bit more clarity. Reposted to Reddit under the title "Sad that Lil Jeff ain't here no more," that was Q50's real best friend, it included a screenshot of a private conversation between Q50 and Lil Jeff. The chat showed Lil Jeff reflecting on how far they had come. "That's how you know when we get this little ball rolling, it's over with Fathom. We gon' be rich and dangerous. OBD." He continued, acknowledging the dangers that would come with success, but insisted they'd stay loyal to the trenches and keep applying pressure. Q50 captioned the screenshot. This was November 2022. "We was finally doing it, bruh." Lil Jeff's message was clear. No matter how much fame or money they made, they were committed to staying in the streets and running them with an iron fist. And Lil Jeff backed it up even as he rose in the Chicago drill scene. He kept a heavy presence in the trenches, often bragging about his double-digit body count. He was on a mission to add to that number when he was killed in the late hours of June 8, 2024. After the shooting, multiple clips and photos surfaced online, showing what happened before and after Jeff's death. In one video, Lil Jeff can be seen chasing a man in yellow shorts shooting at him. It's unclear if the man was hit, but he ran into a building with Jeff following. As Jeff tried to storm inside, someone fired multiple shots from within, hitting Jeff and sending him tumbling down the front steps. The first clip ends there, but police reports later confirmed that Jeff's killer stood over him and emptied a full magazine at point-blank range. A second video captured another angle of the shooting. It showed two of Lil Jeff's homies, one in all black, and another wearing pink, returning fire toward the building. The man in pink, initially believed to be Q50, was also seen firing at a car passing by. Both men pushed toward the building while exchanging shots, but eventually had to retreat, with the man in pink noticeably limping, suggesting he might have been hit in the leg. Before fleeing, footage captured a getaway driver circling back to the scene to grab a final glimpse of Lil Jeff's body lying on the porch. According to police radio transmissions, Jeff's homies later returned to retrieve his body and rushed him to the hospital. A photo soon surfaced online, showing two men carrying Jeff's lifeless body, with many initially believing the man in pink was Q50. However, Q50 quickly addressed the rumors. In an interview with No Jumper, he firmly stated he wasn't at the scene when Jeff was killed, denying any involvement in the gun battle.
I wasn't even there, right? I wasn't even know. I'm saying I was done. I wasn't even know.
During the interview, Q50 also opened up about the pain of losing Lil Jeff, admitting that he almost lost his mind while grieving the death of his beloved cousin. Reflecting on the deep bond they shared, he said Q50 also opened up about losing Lil Jeff and said he almost lost mind while grieving.
I go through every single day. My dead grandma, my granddad ashes. I go through that depression every single day. And I lose my best friend, my heart, my big brother, my everything.
Despite Q50's insistence that he wasn't at the scene of Lil Jeff's murder, many fans on Reddit weren't convinced. They suggested Q50 was only trying to get off the feds' radar. One Reddit user commented, "Trying to get off the feds? Radar." While another pointed out that Q50 was seen on crutches during Lil Jeff's funeral, possibly because he had been shot in the leg during the firefight. "When my man had crutches at Jeff's funeral, stop the cap," one user wrote. Another chimed in, "Feds already know he was there. They're just letting him get bigger as an artist before they come collect on their bounty." Several months after the incident, the Chicago Police Department made its first arrest connected to Lil Jeff's death, apprehending a man named Robert Coleman, aka Trap City Rob. Fans had identified Rob as a suspect just days after the shooting when some Reddit users discovered that he owned the building where Lil Jeff was killed, after an old video surfaced of Rob smoking weed in front of that same house. Although Rob was initially charged with Lil Jeff's murder, the charges were later dropped due to a lack of concrete evidence despite an eyewitness placing him at the scene. Instead, Rob was hit with a lesser charge of unlawful possession of a handgun. Before his arrest, Rob had kept a low profile, but after being taken into custody, his attitude changed drastically. No longer denying involvement or calling for peace, Rob began openly mocking Lil Jeff and his Bloodhound crew. He even released a brutal diss track where he targeted his ops. In a dimly lit studio, Rob rapped, "Don't fall, you better not trip. These talking about sliding, I just watched him slip. This is not a game, better get a grip before we put your ass up in the sky just like a blip." Rob's diss track came months after a video surfaced online showing several Trap City members, including Rob, celebrating Lil Jeff's death. In the video, the group debated whether to visit the front porch where Jeff was killed. At one point, someone can be heard asking, "Why y'all don't want to go to the porch?" Moments later, the group headed over to the house, where they mockingly recreated Jeff's murder, a blatant provocation that enraged Bloodhound members and escalated the already deadly feud. The Trap City versus Drill City feud for the past few years. Chicago's streets have been the battleground for one of the deadliest gang rivalries in the drill scene, Drill City versus Trap City, a conflict largely fueled by the late Lil Jeff himself. Many hoped Jeff's death would slow the violence, but instead it only intensified the bloodshed, leading to a string of retaliatory killings with no end in sight. Tragically, most victims caught in this cycle have been young adults, just like Lil Jeff, who was only 21 when he died. Before diving into the bloody details of this feud, it's important to understand the two factions involved. Drill City, also known as Bloodhound, is a teenage street gang operating mainly between 79th Street and Maryland Avenue. Known for violent robberies and shootings, the Bloodhounds often brag about their crimes in their music. Due to their ruthless reputation, they have very few allies and are primarily beefing with two gangs, BKN and Trap City. Trap City, on the other hand, is a subset of the Gangster Disciples. They control territory around 67th and Champlain, specifically between 67th and 69th Streets, from St. Lawrence to Cottage Grove. Unlike the Bloodhounds, Trap City has close alliances, particularly with C.W. Bass, creating a powerful and dangerous network on Chicago's South Side. Interestingly, Bloodhound wasn't always enemies with Trap City. In fact, Drill City, Trap City, and 400 East originally formed an alliance under the Bloodhound umbrella. However, internal conflicts specifically between Drill City and Trap City shattered the alliance, leading to deadly street wars. What sparked this intense feud? Surprisingly, it all started over a chain. Yes, a piece of jewelry ignited one of Chicago's bloodiest rivalries. Before the fallout, members of Drill City and Trap City were so tight-knit that it was hard to tell which gang an individual belonged to. Old photos posted online and resurfacing on Reddit in September 2024 show just how close they were. One photo features Bloodhound's Lil Jeff and Q50 posing alongside Trap City's Taro. Another shows Bloodhound's Vert alongside Trap City Rob. For years, the story that the beef started over a stolen chain was dismissed as just a rumor, until July 2024, when Trap City Rob himself confirmed it during an interview. Rob and Trap City Taro revealed they were once cool with the Bloodhounds, until Lil Jeff allegedly ran off with one of their homies' chains. Rob explained,
Stole the chain, bro. We tried like to stole one.